Taliban movement is a movement of patriots of the Afghan people. They are fanatics. They are religious fanatics that by God, so that everybody wants to know clear. Talibs are like our Bolsheviks or the communists, and nobody recognized what Talibs. This is a national movement. It's a blood-based movement, Afghan movement, and they have to use the religion as the foundation. They wanna so that there would be a lot of Muslims, so that and they don't want to have a president, so that they want to have the emir of Afghanistan. Because of that, they rely on the support of the grassroots of Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan. They don't want the Western model, neither in the economy, nor in the international relations, because this movement has emerged. It was funded by the West, who wanted to use it so that to drive the Soviets out of Afghanistan. We left. We left with the victory, with flying coats of arms, and Taliban has stayed, and they were armed. They have money. They have support, and they have started just acting against the U.S. Americans are Christians and atheists, and they just suppress all the national, and they are trying to rely on the Western model. And the Afghans are supported by the majority of the Afghanistan, and they do that out of from the bottom of their heart. And no pro-Western government are not going to stay long in Afghanistan. Even Shah of Iran, anything what is pro-Western is going to leave. It's going to crumble. We've got to leave them to live there as they like. We have got three ways of resolving the conflict. Doing nothing, we don't recognize nobody. Let it be, it is what it is. And the second one, we strongly support Tajikistan and Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, so that to make some preemptive measures to not let from Afghanistan to the Tajikistan and Uzbekistan or Turkmenistan. And the third way is to divide Afghanistan to the northern Afghanistan are Tajiks and Uzbeks and Turkmens and Hazarians are closer to the part of the Afghans where the Uzbeks and Turkmens, we've got to divide them. And I used to tell them, we need to divide Afghanistan. And the main part of Afghanistan, these are the Pashtuns. They are closer with their culture, Pakistan, who think they are Pashtuns, because they are going to have the Islamic Republic of Pashtunistan. They have been dreaming about that. Don't prevent them doing that. Between India and between our near Asia, we are going to have Pashtunistan. And the third way, if not we did anything to the near Asia, the fanatics are going to break in, and Turkmenistan is going to be something like that, because and near Tajikistan is Uzbekistan is rich, and a lot of people are going to flock there. They are going to have the carnage there, and the leaders who have fled from there to different places like Saratov. They will address to the head of the Russian government to recognize them as the governorship, and we will cleanse from all radicals. And we are going to have the Bishkek or Dushanbe governorship, Ashgabat, and Ramon, president of Tajikistan, asked us to bring the Russian teachers, and they wanted to have the Russian artist performance. Did we do anything? We did nothing. We have no textbook, no artist, no textbook, and this we have to blame on us. And the Russian movement about that has to be just broken down. And we need to have the Ministry of the Affairs of the Middle East. And the future of the world is going to be unfolded in around China, Afghanistan, Iran, China, Syria, all the Muslim world, and our Near East. This kind of the 3 points. One of them is going to be a win-win when we are going to introduce the visas. But once again, I'm reiterating, we can close the borders and not allow nobody from the ex-Soviet republics, and then Afghanistan is going to flop there. Taliban is going to come there, and the Russian guards are going to die there in Siberia and anywhere else in the Northern Caucasus, in Rostov, Krasnodar, Astrakhan. And I'm explaining to you so that the Kremlin would choose a smoother path. We are not going to kill. When we can take harsh measures, for example, we have bombed everybody. We have cleaned Syria from the fighters. We can't bomb here. There are a lot of Russians there, and we shouldn't kill Tajiks there either. But there are different ways we can't use them, and there are ways of uh, putting together different republics. We have to deal with the internal problems. We have to remove national republics, national regions, only the territorial divisions. We have 150 million people. We need to have three governorships. And there is some commotion. We have stopped that. We had 89 subjects. We had left 83. Sevastopol, we have already 85. We tried to do something. Only 2 or 3 regions we can't. The Kremlin can't put together. They raise their hell, and everybody just tries to raise trouble. But we have but the government has a lot of issues outside Russia. From ministry asked me about the Caucasus, and I asked how many Russians live in the Caucasus, and he doesn't know. We've got to remove him, and there is no difference. I'm talking about the relationship between people, economy, culture. 3 or 4 presidents and diplomats just hugging together, it makes no difference. You know, the US has waged how many wars it has waged against Russia all around the world, and they are just poking Russia all over the world for 75 years. And you shouldn't say that all the countries of the world are at the UN are fighting for their peace, but the entire world is in the bloodshed. There are skirmishes for water, for food, and for the first time at the highest level, I told as the candidate, as a runner for the president back in 1981. And my election campaign was, I will be now May of 1991, 30 years ago, and my main message was that I was going to protect the Russians. And I blamed Gorbachev and Yeltsin and the entire government of the Soviet Union. I always raised the question,